Was he asleep when you got up?
Good morning, everyone. Today is the 27th of September. It's Friday morning. And you know what? The Bible tells us that there are two kinds of revelation to man. There's a general revelation, and then there's a specific revelation. Today, I've entitled this message, Those Who Deny That God Exists. Those who deny that God exists. The educational system has embraced the propagation of the denial of the existence of a God or a creator. They have reinforced that, and there are millions of people that have embraced it because education has taught it as a fact that God does. There's no God. But even though the educational system has taught this, even the people that are the professors in universities that are teaching it have been given a general revelation that God does exist. Romans 1:20 says, "For in the invisible things of Him from the creation of the world are clearly seen." The things that are made, even His eternal power and Godhead, so that they are without excuse. All these professors who are promoting that God doesn't exist, they're without excuse because the general revelation of God has been revealed to them through creation. You know? Because that when they knew God, they glorified Him not as God, neither were thankful, but became vain in their imaginations, and their foolish heart was darkened. Professing, we notice they're professors, professing themselves to be wise, they became fools. This is what happens when people deny the general revelation of God. They change the truth of God into a lie. They did not like to retain God in their knowledge. And so the educational system has done what we're told in Psalms 2nd chapter. Why do the heathen rage and the people imagine a vain thing? Why do the heathen rage and the people imagine it? Why? Because they have denied the general revelation that God is the creator. Even though it's been revealed to them through creation. You can look at creation and see His eternal Godhead, so they're without excuse, the Bible says. It says that they take counsel together against the Lord and against His anointed, saying, "Let us break their bands asunder. Let us destroy these young people's faith in God. Let us attack the reality that God exists, and let's give way to so-called science," which is a lie. So-called science, Darwinianism, evolutionism, carbon dating, all of that stuff. What's God's response to these godless professors? What is His response? He that sitteth in the heavens shall laugh. The Lord shall have them in derision. Then shall He speak unto them in His wrath, and vex them in His sore displeasure. Yet have I set my king upon my holy hill of Zion. When they deny God, they deny Jesus Christ. Evidence is overwhelming. People say, well, faith, there's no evidence. No, you do have evidence that increases your faith. We've been given all kinds of evidence. Over 500 people witnessed Christ after he came back to life. Over 500 people. Thousands of people witnessed Christ's ministry while he was on earth, his miracles, the feeding of the 4,000, the feeding of the 5,000, the healing of the blind, the raising of the dead, raising of Lazarus from the dead, the raising of Tabitha, the giving deaf, healing the deaf, giving their hearing back, loosing the tongue of dumb people. I mean, on and on and on. We have first-hand witnesses of all of these things. He says, I will declare the decree. The Lord said unto me, Thou art my son, this day have I begotten thee. Ask me, and I will give thee the heathen for thine inheritance, and the uttermost parts of the earth for thy possession. Thou shalt break them with a rod of iron. Thou shalt dash them in pieces like a potter's vessel. One of these days, all of these atheists and agnostics and professors of lies will be dashed into pieces. Be wise now, therefore. Be instructed, ye judges of the earth. Serve the Lord with fear and rejoice with trembling. Kiss the Son, lest he be angry and ye perish from the way. When his wrath is kindled but a little, blessed are all they that put their trust in him. Well, for God's elect, we've been given faith of Christ. He is the author and finisher of our faith. For the joy that was set before him, he despised shame and sat down at the right hand of God. But everyone has been given evidence of a creator. Everyone has been given evidence of God. They haven't been given, all people haven't been given special revelation, but they've been given a general revelation of who Christ is, of God. It says that he says the wrath of God is revealed from heaven against all ungodliness, because that which may be known of God is manifested in them, for God has showed it unto them. The invisible things of him from the creation of the world are clearly seen. By the way, God created invisible things. We find that in Colossians 1. He created invisible things. And he says these invisible things of him from the creation of the world are clearly seen, being understood by the things that are made, even as eternal power and Godhead, so that they were without excuse. That's what we're told. And if we look back, one of my favorite passages in the whole Bible was found in Colossians, the first chapter, because it's so succinct. It lays it out in a very logical format for us, doesn't it? He says, who is the image of the invisible God, the firstborn of every creature? For by him, Christ, were all things created, that are in heaven, that are in earth, visible and invisible, whether they be thrones or dominions or principalities or powers. All things were created by him and for him. This is what the professors are denying. They're denying a creator. And of course, they deny a sixth literal day of creation and say that It was a result of millions and millions of years of you coming together to form something. They're denying that Christ is before all things and by him all things consist. They deny that. And of course they deny, if they deny God, they're going to deny Christ, his son, are they not? So one of these days, even though all of these godless professors think they're so intelligent, think they've got everything figured out, think they've got a logical mind, they are the most irrational creatures on the face of the earth because they're denying the general revelation that God exists. May the good Lord be with you this morning is my prayer. God bless.